Nothing's been the same since New York. You experience things, and then they're over. I can't sleep. And when I do, I have nightmares. Honestly, there's 100 people who want to kill me. I hope I can protect the one thing I can't live without.
Whilst walking out of the cinema after Iron Man 3, I overheard a guy who can only be described as comic book guy from The Simpsons exclaim, "I hated that movie." What he said filled me with so much anger and pure rage that it overshadowed my cinematic experience. But before I talk more about that, let's start at the beginning.
Yo, listen up, here's the story about a little guy that lives in a blue world.
Shane Black is a wonderful director and writer, writing some of the greatest films of all time. It was Shane Black who wrote and directed Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, a film starring Robert Downey Jr., who at that point was trying to find his feet again after some very bad decisions. It was Robert Downey Jr.'s performance in Kiss Kiss Bang Bang that got him the part of Tony Stark in Jon Favreau's Iron Man, and Downey hasn't forgotten that. So when Favreau stepped down from the director's chair for Iron Man 3, Robert Downey Jr. strongly recommended that Marvel hire Shane Black to replace him. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the circle of life. We joined Tony Stark after the events of the Avengers. You know, a big wormhole, gods, aliens, Coulson. The battle in New York has traumatised Stark in more ways than we actually realise. Shawarma does not heal all wounds. He's having trouble sleeping, he's working non-stop, and it's having an effect on his relationship with Pepper, the only person to keep him grounded in his sanity. And to top it all off, the Mandarin's on his case. Ben Kingsley's Mandarin is Iron Man's biggest challenge yet, and although he's not quite Loki, his backstory is something we definitely haven't seen before. Sadly, there's not a lot more I can say without giving away huge spoilers. Downey Jr. gives another outstanding performance as Tony Stark. Gwyneth Paltrow gets a lot more to do, as does Don Cheadle, who appears to be the Murtaugh to Tony Stark's Riggs. Ben Kingsley is as brilliant as ever, Guy Pearce is unmissable, and Rebecca Hall was... Wait, who was she again? The big question is it as good as The Avengers? Answer, yes it is. The film's third act is equal, if not greater than The Avengers. Even Joss Whedon thinks so. And do we miss Tony's superhero gang? No. This film reminded me of when I was 18 and saw Iron Man for the first time. It made me feel as if it was the start of something very special, and with Iron Man 3 kicking off Marvel's Phase 2, I felt all nostalgic and was aching for more. So going back to what comic book guys said, how can you hate a film that brings some of the biggest talent in the universe together, takes you on a thrill ride from start to finish whilst making you feel every emotion under the sun? Personally, it's my new favourite film. And if you don't like it, sir, Scary Movie 5 is out in the cinemas. Maybe that's more your thing.
Ladies, children, sheep. Some people call me a terrorist. I consider myself a teacher. Lesson number 1. Heroes. There is no such thing.
And for God's sake, stay until after the credits.